By the end of this video, you will learn the key skills and habits that can take your pickleball game from a solid 4.0 to an elite 5.0 level. These are practical, no-fluff tips you can implement right away, designed to help you master the finer details of control, footwork, positioning, and timing that separate good players from great ones. One of the biggest differences between mid-level and high-level play is how players handle pressure at the kitchen line. It's not just about getting there, it's about holding that position and not giving ground when your opponent sends aggressive dinks your way. If you're constantly stepping back off the line just to return those fast-paced dinks, you're handing over control. The kitchen line is where most points are won or lost, and giving up space puts you at an instant disadvantage. The key here is learning to short hop those aggressive dinks without retreating. That means keeping your paddle face upright and sideways, close to your body, and calmly meeting the ball early, right after it bounces. This helps you return the shot low and short, keeping it unattackable. Most players make the mistake of dropping their paddle head or stepping back to get more time, which almost always leads to a pop-up. Once that ball floats up, your opponent has a golden opportunity to attack, and you're stuck scrambling. So instead, stay glued to the line and short hop with a neutral paddle face. It's a small adjustment with a huge payoff. At nearly every recreational level, the backhand return is a clear weak spot. Players might have solid forehands, but when the serve comes to their backhand side, they often fall back on a soft lob or an inconsistent push. This is where adding a reliable two-handed backhand can make a massive difference. It gives you more control, better depth, and more consistency right off the return. To do this well, you want your non-dominant hand actively involved in the swing. Start with your paddle close to your back hip. Keep your arms compact and avoid over-rotating or pulling the paddle across your body. Instead, just extend straight through the ball. The goal isn't to crush it, it's to send it deep with control and confidence. Stay down during the shot and only rise up after the ball is gone. That little piece, staying low through contact, will prevent those weak floaters and help you generate stronger returns that land deep and set you up for success in the rally. Speeding up off the bounce is a valuable skill, especially when your opponents aren't expecting it. But most people either hit into the net or send the ball flying long. And the root of that problem usually comes down to body positioning, not swing mechanics. To execute a consistent speed up off the bounce, your outside leg should step behind the ball. This foot placement naturally forces your paddle to drop below the ball, giving you the right angle to generate topspin. Without that positioning, your paddle ends up flat or angled upward, making it hard to control the shot. Unlike in tennis, you can't muscle through the ball. You've got to use spin, not brute force. So next time you see a ball sit up just enough for a bounce speed up, get that outside leg behind it, drop your paddle tip, and whip up through the ball with spin. That's how you stay aggressive without giving away free points. Topspin in pickleball doesn't require a dramatic wrist snap or a full forearm roll like some players try to do. In fact, the motion is surprisingly simple. Think of it like a sideways wave, like you're waving hello, but your hand is angled toward the side. That motion, combined with a paddle that starts low and travels up and forward, generates natural spin that dips the ball down quickly. The key here is subtlety. You're not flipping or rolling your whole arm. You're letting your wrist guide the paddle through a smooth upward path. And make sure that paddle starts with the tip down. If it's flat or up at the beginning, you won't be able to create the motion that gives you topspin. When done right, the ball will dip fast and land deep, even when you hit it with pace. It's one of those mechanics that looks effortless when pros do it, and with a little practice, you'll start to feel how repeatable it really is. This might surprise you, but trying to sprint all the way from the baseline to the kitchen after a third shot drop is one of the most common mistakes players make. The middle of the court, the transition zone, isn't something to fear or rush through. It's a space where you can reset, absorb pressure, and wait for the right opportunity to close the gap. The mindset here is like playing a game of red light, green light. After you hit your third shot drop, it's green light. You move forward with intent. But the moment your ball crosses the net, it's red light. You stop, split step, and get ready to react. That simple rhythm gives you balance and time to respond to whatever shot comes next. If you just charge forward, hoping to get to the line in one go, you'll often get caught off balance and miss your reset. The players who thrive in the transition zone are the ones who embrace it. They don't panic or rush. They move with purpose, stop when it's time, and then re-engage after each shot. This presence in the middle often pressures opponents into overplaying their next shot, just knowing you're there, comfortably handling whatever comes your way. Your paddle position in ready stance shouldn't stay the same across the entire court. If you're at the kitchen line, your paddle should be up high, around chest level, ready for a quick volley. But as you move back, especially when you're in the transition zone, your paddle should drop accordingly. This is because balls that land in mid-court tend to come in lower and faster. If you keep your paddle up by your chest while you're standing back, you're going to struggle to reset anything that's dipping near your knees. Instead, lower your paddle into the space where the ball is most likely to come. That not only makes your resets cleaner, but also reduces the chance of popping the ball up. At the kitchen line, what you do between shots is just as important as the shot itself. One small but powerful habit that can elevate your game is paddle tracking. Wherever the ball goes after you or your partner hits it, your paddle should be pointing in that direction. This does two things. First, it keeps you mentally engaged. You're visually and physically ready for the next shot. Second, it positions your paddle to respond quickly if your opponent attacks. If your paddle is pointed toward the sideline but the next shot comes down the middle, you're late and scrambling. But if your paddle is already tracking that middle ball, you're ahead of the game. It's a subtle shift in awareness, but it will give you a massive edge in anticipation and reaction time. The middle ball causes confusion at every level, but it really shouldn't. The general rule is simple. The player diagonal from the ball takes the middle. If your opponent is in front of you, you cover your line and your body. You don't flip your paddle across your body to chase the middle. That's your partner's job if they're diagonal to the hitter. This way, each player has a clear responsibility, and you avoid awkward crossover shots or missed opportunities. It also builds trust between partners. You don't have to second guess who's taking what. You just do your job, and your partner does theirs. Once you commit to this structure, it removes hesitation and frees both players up to be more aggressive in their own lanes. The road from 4.0 to 5.0 is about mastering the details. It's not about flash or gimmicks. It's about quiet confidence in the fundamentals. Holding the line without backing down, using both hands on your backhand returns, positioning your body behind the ball to hit with spin, and staying calm in the midcourt. All of these small shifts add up to a much more composed and dangerous player. These tips are things you want to ingrain into your muscle memory, so they become second nature. That's what allows high-level players to stay cool under pressure, execute cleanly, and win more rallies. Don't try to rush the process. Instead, commit to these habits, and before you know it, your entire game will feel smoother, sharper, and more confident. If you found this breakdown helpful and you're serious about improving, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I post weekly videos like this packed with practical skills and concepts that help players just like you level up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on the court.